So welcome back after some absence. Things have been a little bit busy, but I thought it's Easter, so it's the perfect time to be talking about Egyptian gods, and particularly Isis. So stay tuned as we go through some of my Egyptian god oracle cards. And I'm going to start with the one which is wrapped in silk. This one comes in a huge box and it comes, it's called the Anubis Oracle by Nikki Scully and Linda Star-Wolf. And this was my first Egyptian oracle deck. I adore it. I will do a walkthrough of it. I think I've got it not in order. I was just going to give you like a quick sample view. I like the art. You know, I like the fact that you have a lot to read in each and every card. The fact that there's a little bit given at the bottom for you. The back is quite plain and yet calls upon your inner vision. There are composite cards as well. I mean, it's essentially major arcana based deck, and then on top of the major arcana it gives you extra cards which are mixed cards, right? So in this one you have a mix of different singular cards in the deck, and those are explained. The book is really nice. It's got like loads of very good layouts to work with. But let me show you Isis, because Easter is really all about Isis. It's all about the magic of renewal. It's all about her learning to work the magic so that she can overcome death, and she can bring things back to life, or bring things to life. And you can see she's got like a branch. Right there, I think she looks, her attributes are a little bit funny actually, because she's wearing Hathor's disc and she's wearing wings like Ma'at. Generally her attribute, and you'll see it in some of the other cards, is a throne. Okay, it's like a seat, the seat of power. So when you think Easter and you think about eggs and renewal and new life, think about Isis. Even the idea of the resurrection is really Osiris, and who is instrumental in that resurrection, of course, is Isis, who brings him back to life with her magical skill unlocked. Okay, I don't know if there is a composite card with Isis. Not that we're looking in great detail just now. Yes, there is. Nephthys, Isis, Nekhbet, Mother Mut, and the Dove. That's composite card in Nikki Scully's deck. I will do a full deck review of this one. It is interesting. I do like it. I have been working with it for quite a long time. If you want to dig into it, you really can. And I believe there's someone who does regular circles as well. If you are interested in casting yourself a little bit further afield, there is the Messengers of Egypt. Now, I don't think this has been translated into English yet, so you will have to work with the French, Les Messagers d'Égypte. The whole book is really beautifully illustrated. It gives you space for your own annotations. The reason why I'm putting it in, even though it's a French book and you may not speak French, is that the observation on each and every card is actually pretty mainstream. So you could go and wiki away your card of the day, your god of the day, and then just make an educated guess from there as to what it means. Isis, I will show you the card. She's the only white card in this. Overall, it's quite a dark deck, but people like it because the expressions are very neutral. So you really are having to read the attributes of everybody. Basically, you have to read their attributes. And I also really enjoy that it puts gods like Auset and Bennu. I really like these guys. Makes Bastet look totally mean. And of course, let me find Isis on the white card, really easy to find. And again, she's represented with Hathor's crown and the wings of Ma'at, so she's a bit of a hybrid as far as I'm concerned when she's represented like that. Of course, when she's represented with wings, I also think about the protection. And I think there is great protection in revival of energies. So if you have stale energies, that you're not necessarily going to be afforded the same protection as if your energies are renewing and in renewing processes. So I do like the card. I do like this deck. I'll do a review on it because, yeah, but that's what she looks like in here. Let's see if I can find Osiris just to show you the dude. There's Osiris. He looks menacing. I don't know how much I like this deck. I've ordered another one, a mellower one, I guess. Some people really like it because the expressions are so neutral and so it's not tainted. The expressions are not tainting your reading of the cards, if that makes sense. Now, one of my newcomers just released, I think 3 weeks ago, although Amazon seems to think that it's going to be released next week at some point, but if you get it from Book Depository, then you can already get it. So this is Silvana Alasia Egyptian Gods Oracle cards, and if you remember, I've already reviewed her tarot decks, her Egyptian tarot decks, and it is about Los Caraballo, and I will do a full review of this. This is the little book. So the whole thing came really neat. You know, I wasn't expecting like such a neat package. I was expecting something this size and it came that size. So you can see it's a lot smaller, but that's okay. The price is consequential. You know, it's quite a cheap deck to get. And actually the cards are really nice. I like the stock, and I like the glossiness of them, which is going to be a nightmare to try and get on here, but I do like their glossiness, and I like their traditional outlook and feel, and it looks like, you know, they're drawn on papyrus. There's only one little thing that can get me about this deck. I'm not going to say that it annoys me because it doesn't, but I won't spoil the surprise. You'll have to wait for the full review to find out what that is. So this is Osiris, the Resurrected. How Easterish. And you can see, right, he's green, he is seated upon the throne, he is empowered, he's got all the attributes of power, he's holding them all. And you know, everything is flourishing around him. You know, this is really Easter time right there. And the lady who made it all possible, of course, is Isis. And Isis actually is a Greek version of Auset. Auset or Ast. And you can see how this gave us Easter, right? So this is Isis with her throne, the throne of power. I can see the Heka. I can see that she's a magician. One of her names is the one who is great with magic. Okay, so look for the attributes of magic if you can, and I might do a video on that. But you've got the life giver, you've got the Ankh, you've also got the pyramid next to the Ankh, and of course you've got this massively flourishing papyrus reeds and lotus reeds that are attached to the cards. So pretty nice card actually for Isis there. Really enjoying this deck. just got it, and oh, I just can't wait to do the review. And I mean, some of the cards are just beautiful. So this is, as far as ice is concerned, that's a little bit more of a traditional representation for Isis, okay, with the throne on her head, and yeah, and no wings, although very often she's represented with wings. Okay, now if you want to know more, I am waiting on another deck which is called Auset Oracle Cards, and I think it's got mileage, so I shall review it. I wanted to put it in here, but it hasn't been delivered yet, so who knows, maybe at some point. Now, if you're interested in all of this, I cannot recommend enough the book by Normandy Ellis, Hieroglyphic Words of Power. And of course, in here, she not only goes through the hieroglyphics that are significant, but she will also go through some of the neter, okay, some of the neteru, so some of the gods and goddesses. So I'm looking for Isis. She's got it as Ast Isis. She's got the throne and the loaf of bread. So you've got, for a lot of the neters, they're not all contained. Some of the secondary neters are not in there, which is a bummer when they happen to be some of the ones that you really like. But she's got the main ones, and I like that she gives you a photographic representation, and she also gives you a more drawn representation. And then she goes on at length telling you about, you know, how Isis became to be known, and what is important to remember about her. And of course this also has an interpretation on Normandy's own card deck, which I do not have. It's not really easily available when you're in the UK, so I might order it directly from her at some point, but I haven't yet. But as you can probably tell, the book has been well used, and notably I am using it with the Messengers of Egypt, you know, with this deck, because sometimes you just don't, you know, it doesn't get deep enough. The book for the Messengers of Egypt doesn't get deep enough. So there might even be something like that, where, well, mind you, Neith is in the book. She's in the book by Normandy. But if I want to look particularly the scepters, you know, I can have a look at, say, the Was scepter, which he's holding on to. So I can look at some of the attributes which may come up independently in Normandy's book, because they are part of what we relate to. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Might talk a little bit more about that later on. So still waiting on another deck. We'll make a point of introducing it to you. But just today and tomorrow and Monday and maybe the week ahead, just have a little think. What does Isis mean to you? What is this renewal process? How do you engage with it? What do you do to engage with it? How does it speak to you? Okay, it's nice to see you again, and I will see you soon.